special report.
Morning, everyone. I want to send things back to Northwest Miami-Dade. It appears we've spotted the man police have been looking for. 7's Ralph Rayburn has been above the scene. Ralph, can you confirm that's the man they were looking for?
We can confirm that this has been a difficult locate and notify here for the police department. They were following a vehicle that was wanted for backing towards a Florida Highway Patrol officer's vehicle on about 103rd Street and 27th Avenue, then fled from that officer. A brief chase ensued. He bailed out of the vehicle in the apartment complex here off of 151 Street and South Biscayne River Drive. He jumped into the canal, then crossed the canal and disappeared as he climbed off onto a dock along the shoreline there. And as police were closing in, he disappeared into the scrub brush and the area there behind the homes there near the canal. They searched with canine officers for the better part of an hour, and just a short time ago we received information that they had spotted him. He was in the canal apparently the entire time there, is now in the middle of the canal. I'll bring the camera back out here so you can see where we are here. This is the Biscayne River Canal, and you'll see that we've got fire rescue folks and police officers on that Blue Star Memorial Highway. And if I bring the camera back out a little bit farther, you can see there are also officers there on South Biscayne River Drive. So he's eluded the police to this point. They have located him right now, so they're going to keep a close eye on him. He's going to get fatigued here after a while. Let me change my filter here. 1 second here. We're going to make it a little brighter for you. There you go. And I can also put the doubler on now. Now you can get a little better look at the fellow there. He was wearing a black shirt and black long pants there. Had a goatee of some kind there. That's the description they gave out. The police helicopter that spotted him as he, the first time he took his first dip into the canal. This is his second now, and he's just floating there, probably trying to sort things out and figure out what he's going to do next. But he is floating here in the canal, Biscayne River Canal, in the area of 151 Street. If I bring the camera out a little bit more just for a second, I'm going to show you there is should be a bridge right up here at the top of the screen. Yeah, right there. There are police officers on that bridge also keeping an eye on him there, as you can see. So this will end shortly with this person being taken into custody. It's only going to be as difficult as he makes it.
That's right, Ralph, and we are watching this with you. I mean, he looks tired. And clearly he's getting closer to that bridge. It's not going to end well for him, but he does not appear to want to be, he doesn't appear he's going to be surrendering anytime soon. He's just floating there. But FHP did confirm that they tried to conduct a traffic stop. It was a stolen vehicle, the white Dodge pickup truck that we saw with the bicycles on the back there.
Gold, yellow.
Yeah, so Ralph, how many houses down is this from where they were searching for him?
Oh, he's traveled a good distance now. He's probably traveled about 7 or 8 houses, getting a little bit closer there. But now we've got police officers on both embankments of the canal here, talking to him, trying to get him to reason with him, I would suppose, and get him to just come over to the shore and maybe accept a towel.
And what's concerning is he has been swimming for some time. If he does become fatigued, and you know, there's a chance he could go under in a situation like that. Would police divers come in? Do you see any divers, or are they just waiting for him to give up?
Well, they're monitoring him and his activities. I also want to point out this is a canal that does have alligators in it, and it does have other critters in it, and not a good place to be.
And you're right, you know, not long ago when we were looking at your images, we did see a large splash. We weren't sure what it was, but it was a fish, and we saw another splash there, upper left-hand side of your screen. Maybe it was a fish. Ralph, did you catch that?
Yeah, I saw that on the upper left-hand corner of the screen there. It was very close to the shoreline, so I don't know whether they're trying to clear some area right there. There are police officers, you can see right there. There's one in an orange coat there. Of course, the trees make it difficult to give you an exact picture here, but he has gotten much closer to the bridge there. We'll show you the house where he was. This is the house where they were searching right here. That's that shed that we indicated a little bit earlier. So he has traveled quite a ways here, and let me see if I can go back and find him. There he is right there.
There he is. And for those of you just joining us, Ralph, if you can tell us on the left-hand side, what street is that? It appears it is open for traffic.
It is right now. That's called Blue Star Memorial Highway. It parallels the what would be the east side of the South Biscayne River Canal. On the west side, it's South Biscayne River Drive, and on this side, it's called the Blue Star Memorial Highway. It parallels the canal on that side. And now, to complicate matters even more, we had a light rain earlier, and now we're in the middle of a pretty good storm here. We did see a water spout offshore just a short time ago. We went over and we're taking pictures of that, and then we were notified that the suspect, this fella here, had been spotted by the police officer, so we came back over here. But there is rain all around us right now as showers are starting to pick up.
Unclear what he's thinking right now, but he's definitely trying to stay above the water. Again, this is in Northwest Miami-Dade. You're looking at a man that police say an FHP trooper tried to stop. He was in a stolen white Dodge pickup truck. He did not stop when authorities were after him. He ditched that truck, swam across the canal, and then he managed to hide well. Police were looking for him for some time. He was nowhere to be found. Surely enough, he ended up back in the water, swam at least, Ralph, you mentioned several houses down, at least 7 houses down. We know authorities are at the other end. They're by a bridge right there. How far is the bridge from where he is located right now?
Probably less than 100 yards there. Is that a snake right there in front of him on the thing?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is. They're floating right there. But yeah, not a good situation for this this fella right now. And police are on the shoreline following him, trying to get yeah, he's getting very, very close to the bridge now. There's that water. There's a diver right there coming up to him right now on the left-hand side of the screen, right near the bridge, trying to get him, cajole him. You see police officers on the bridge itself there, talking to him.
It looks like there's a float in the water.
The other side, other way, left, Joe, left. There you go. We're gonna go around there. So we got some trees coming up here. Gonna end up going underneath the bridge right here. Let's see if we can swing around here. Yeah, we're gonna lose picture. Just keep going, keep going.
Well, Ralph, we did see a float or something orange there in the water. I'm assuming it's for assistance.
There you go. They've got him right there. There he is. Yeah,
okay.
There, they've got him now. Yeah.
Watching live on television in Northwest Miami-Dade, the man has been in custody, or detained at least right now, by a diver. You can see appears to be a little bit of a struggle. He's splashing around, holding on.
He does not want to give up at this point. He's still struggling with that officer right there, right here at the edge of the bridge, right 151st Street and South Biscayne River Drive. You can see the police officers now. They are pulling him out of the water. They've got him secured here. They'll get him up the embankment and probably check him out, put him in cuffs first. It's one of the things that they always do here because they have to subdue the suspect there, because obviously did not want to be caught by the police here for a while. If you can go forward just a touch, Joe.
Yeah, despite the fatigue and the exhaustion, he was not willing to turn himself in.
Right, right. And let me see here. We got him right down in here right now. He's sitting on the embankment. We'll show you some precision flying by pilot Joe Mancino here to get us in and get these pictures of this guy right here, who's being treated now by, I see some troopers. I see county officers there. It looks like possibly maybe some North Miami, the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue folks are here, and they are getting everybody out of the water now, the ones that did jump in to help that diver there. There's police officers now securing him, putting cuffs on him. A little bit more forward, Joe.
And
there we go. They've raised him up, and you can see now that he is in cuffs. So the suspect is in custody after a brief police chase, a bailout, a dip in a canal, hiding from police in the brush behind some homes here off of South Biscayne River Drive and about 151st Street, 148th Street, in that area right there. They now have a suspect in custody. They're going to probably be walking him over. You see canine officers there, officer with his dog at rest, two now there, and they're going to get him over the guardrail here, walk him across the street, and I think this is a wrap.
That is, it sure is, Ralph. It's a peaceful end to a pursuit here. The man was just not willing to turn himself into police. He was wanted for being in a stolen vehicle, FHP, you see on the scene, and that's because FHP was the one who was trying to conduct the traffic stop. Again, this man accused of being in a stolen vehicle, swam across a canal, and it's been almost an hour now that he gave police. Police were just searching for him everywhere. Multiple agencies involved here, but a peaceful end to this search. We'll have much more for you coming up on 7 News at noon.
This has been a 7 News special report. We now rejoin regularly scheduled programming.